directors are calling on him for us to speak to him via phoning. But Samuel Okain, the same to you. Talking about the re-registration of our SIMs. Is it the last one we did? Is it a match about nothing? Because we had to queue up the Scotchy Sun, and then once again, some minister comes again and says that okay, we have to re-register. What are we doing?
We are re-registering our SIM cards, not for the purpose of politics or for the sake of inconvenience, but it will be prudent or important that our telecommunication identity is secured and verifiable. We have been in this country. The main idea behind the introduction of SIM registration, continuous SIM registration, is to prevent digital fraud or electronic fraud.
Crime.
We have gone through these registration exercises, not one, not twice, just like you are seeing. I think this is the fourth time.
It's going to be the fourth time.
What it means is that we did the first one, and then we identified weaknesses. We did the second one, we still identified weaknesses. We have done the third one, and we are still seeing weaknesses. Where are the weaknesses? The weaknesses are clear for everybody to see. Today you'll be there and somebody will call you, Sister New London. And the next thing is, your money goes. If you are smart enough, you secure yourself. You call the telcos, and the only thing they can do is to label the number as fraud. But as to be able to trace the origin of that incident is very, very difficult for them. Even for the telcos, it is difficult for them to trace the human beings behind this System New London and all the digital frauds associated with SIM card registration. All is because, one, we have identified weaknesses, which means that the previous registrations that we have done, it wasn't done right. Or maybe we left certain things out that we need to fix as a country. Just like my uncle was talking, according to him, the MPP is embarking on re-registration that even the president, the vice president, the old register that they used to select the flag bearer, today, they claim that the register is posing certain weaknesses. And for that matter, the flag bearer who has been elected with the old register should even come and what? And register again. That tells you how re-registration is important when you identify the weaknesses associated with it. At the end of the day, the digitalization idea about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the so-called digitalization idea, every day I've been saying that digitalization can never be somebody's idea. I see it to be a revolution. It is time. There was a time we were using keypad phones. Later on, we have graduated to smartphones. Yeah. Initially, before you can watch news, you have to sit before the TV. Today, with your mobile phone, you can watch TV. The keypad phone came, and the manufacturers of the keypad phone realized the weaknesses associated with the keypad phone. They improved upon it, and then they brought us this thing. Even with the introduction of smartphones didn't start like this. It started with these China phones, and then gradually we graduated to this level. So it will only be prudent that if there has been weaknesses associated with the SIM card registration, it is only prudent, it is important that as a country, because this is something that the country has spent money in doing to prevent certain things. So if we have spent money to, let's say, prevent fraud, to prevent thievery, and to prevent kidnapping and so on and so forth, and after spending the money on the exercise, the same problems for which we introduced the idea is still in the system, it will only be important and beautiful that we redo it again. Rather, we should be thankful to the minister for being able to identify where the loopholes are coming from, rather than we discussing it politically to say that it is a way of creating job for the boys. At the end of the day, I agree with my uncle that there will be a procurement, something that is going to be signed and all that. And that is why the Public Procurement Authority is there to ensure that we achieve value for money at the end of every purchase we do. Okay. The Public Procurement Authority is there to ensure that whatever the government purchase, whether works, whether services, whether goods, we have to achieve value for money. So it is dependent on the...
I will take you off a moment, and I understand the research, head of research at OPEC is on. Mr. Samuel Ofori, good morning. If you can see me. Good morning, Mr. Samuel Ofori.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir. How are you doing, sir?
We can't complain. All is well here.
Right.
Except that I cannot say same for petroleum products come one day.
Yeah. Okay, you can't stick your neck out for that now. And how is the chamber doing?
Oh, the chamber is good. Chamber is doing well.
Okay. Now, even though Dr. Yusuf Suleimana, technical advisor at the Energy Ministry, has actually told us that we shouldn't be of a worry because there is enough reserve of fuel or petroleum products in the country. What would be your point of view as a research person at COPEC?
I'm struggling to hear you, but if I did hear you right, you are talking about the availability of the product on the market and the assurance from the technical advisor at the Energy Ministry.
Exactly.
Okay, so yes, nobody is disputing the availability of the product on the market. Yes, there's every assurance that come the next window, which is the 16th of this month, meaning from Monday, there will be enough product on the market that will not lead to any form of queuing at the fuel station. Again, there's every assurance that come the first window of April, that is beginning 1st April, there's also every assurance that consumers will not be queuing at the pumps when we go to fuel our tank. That notwithstanding, that same assurance cannot be given for the second window of April, i.e. the 16th of April to the end of April. That assurance, I'm afraid, cannot be given in that what we currently have will be able to serve us for the next window and then the next window beginning, the subsequent window beginning the 1st of April. What we want from the managers of the economy in between the time is to give us some level of cogent assurances that there are measures being put in place, as it were, to cushion consumers by virtue of the nature of the steep prices we are to be expecting from Monday. That is all the consumer is looking out for. And we've been advocating for this, for government to reconsider, first and foremost, the suspension of the 1 cedi levy that was imposed on finished petroleum products the middle of August last year.
Sure.
Again, we want to implore the National Petroleum Authority to review its position on the price floor formula. It has to suspend the implementation of that policy also to give some level of respite to consumers come Monday. We are expecting, and in fact, we are even projecting that the least consumers should be expecting is about 4 cedis, 5 cedis addition to what we are currently paying for Monday. That is quite significant. And so until such time that these measures are put in place to absorb or insulate the consumer, I'm afraid that cannot be something for us to rely on, my brother.
Now, you said you can assure us that from the 1st of all, the 1st of April, you can't be sure that whether or not petroleum products may increase. Now, just yesterday, Ibrahim Zulfakari, let me mention that name again, Ibrahim Zulfakari, he's spokesperson for Iran's Qatam al-Anibiya military command headquarters. He says that we should brace ourselves because pretty soon a barrel of crude or petrol is going to, or oil is going to increase to about $200, that is per barrel. What is your take on that?
Well, thank you. When Trump held the press conference on Monday, when we woke up on Tuesday morning, we realized that crude oil prices had gone down because, I mean, players felt that, since the president had made that remark that the war will be ending soon, it broke down the prices of the products on the market. However, it took a sharp turn because Iran came out with its own demands if there is to be any form of ceasefire. And we have also seen the attacks on the Strait of Hormuz when vessels attempted to cross it.
Yeah.
So clearly, we are not in ordinary times. And so we need to brace ourselves for what is yet to come. Again, we have seen Dangote Refinery also give some assurance that prices are going to be stable and prices are going to remain. If that is the case, then indeed, as much as there is trouble within the Middle East, there's some form of good news also from our African region, because somehow we have a refinery that can also give us something more for us to rely on in terms of the Dangote refinery.
Okay.
And so all hope is not lost yet. However, let us also not bank all our hopes on Dangote refinery when we also have a refinery in here.
I was going to go there. Tor.
Exactly. That can serve us without relying on any global product. You have Cape 3 Points producing, seed a portion of your product in terms of the crude that you are earning from there, give it to Tor, let Tor refine, and let it meet the required standards that we need in our country. Again, inject some level of capital into Tor as soon as practicable, so they can get a new CDU, that's the crude distillation unit, a new desulfurizing unit, just so it can be able to refine to meet the octane levels that we need. They're on 91 and they're on 95 that we need in this country. Anything apart from that, I'm afraid we will still have to be relying on external shock. These fluctuations are not something for us to be toying with, because there are so many uncertainties over there. When we can be rest assured that if Tor produces, if Centio produces, if all other private refineries are to be working, at full capacity, I do not think that even 10% of what we will need, we have to import it from the global market.
Oh, really? Okay, so it means we can, but is Tor sufficient enough? Do we have that sufficiency to be able to mitigate any form of uprise if we should face one? I'm talking about Tor.
Brother, there's every indication that if Tor is able to produce to its full capacity, that is the 46,000 capacity. If Centio is also able to produce to full capacity, Akaba Platoon, brother, there will not be the need to import anything from the global market.
Okay.
We should be energy sufficient. We should be self-sufficient going into the future when you have all these refineries working at full capacity. And so until such time that we take that deliberate decision as a country to be self-reliant, then I'm afraid we will always be at the mercy of the global market.
Okay.
So yes, all working, Central working, all other private refineries working, we should be self-reliant, my brother.
Okay. All right, I want to say thank you so much this morning, and that was Paul Ofori. He's head of research at COPEC. Thank you so much once again, brother.
You're most welcome.
All right. So you heard him. We have to brace ourselves, even though we have a bit of reserves, but he's not sure. COPEC is not sure that from 1st of April, whether or not we may have more increment. When I was coming this morning, I saw 11 point something for petrol and 12 point something for diesel. And I think before yesterday or before today, petrol was 10 point something. And so it means bit by bit, it is going up. So finish your deliberation, your elaboration on this. So, let's proceed.
What I was saying was that the intentions of the minister is to strengthen what we already have.
Okay.
That has not been able to achieve the purpose for which we spent the money on. That means Ghana has not been able to achieve value for money on the SIM card registration we did. The queues we joined, the scorching sun, and the money we spent as a nation. He was able to identify some 3 key problems in his statement, which I think qualifies the entire process to be done again. One, he mentioned incomplete biometric verification, which has resulted in fragmented database, scattered database. What it means is that today, as we speak, our fingerprint and the other verification, biometric verification data, they take. MTN keeps their data. The NIA also has its own data, and the NCA also has its own data. But you ask yourself, what was the vision behind the digitalization drive? So that we will be able to incorporate all these things into one single identification document. That is the Ghana card. At the time of we doing the SIM card registration, I mean, we migrating from the normal registration to the biometric registration. Ask yourself the number of Ghanaians who were having the Ghana card. A lot of people were not having the Ghana card. So today, somebody gives you a number, and you try to send the person money, and the SIM card bears a woman's name. That makes traceability very difficult. Meanwhile, I know you are the one I'm sending my money to, but I've actually sent the money to Kwesimenu. So I think the minister is not wasting our time because he is introducing a technology where we will do it at our comfort zone.
Very well.
Maybe it will only be important when you have to go to the telecommunication office for maybe the card or maybe for their verification if they need be.
Thank you so much. But quickly, please, MCR or director, kindly display the number on the screen. That is for the WhatsApp. We want to have some messages. That is 0246 239070. You can send your comment or WhatsApp message on 0246 239070. Alaji, quickly, let's go to the increments of maybe proposed increment of fuel. Whether or not we have enough reserve and what the government should be doing, Alaji.
All right, thank you once again. You see, sometimes we politicians, we make things very difficult for ourselves. You know the posture of Sam George when Wesley Osu was doing that. You know what he said on various platforms against registration exercise. And now you are saying, yes, there is a need for that, for you to continue and put it in the right shape. He was against it, both in parliament and on air and social media. So you see, sometimes if something is good, let's not put political lens or mouth or idea on it, as we are saying. As I said, he is in the seat. If you have seen something that he think we should do to improve it and then maybe protect the sanctity of our data so that fraudulent persons will not take advantage of us, so be it. But he was against it then. That's my worry.
You heard from Kopek. Let's hear you.
I see. It's not easy. I followed some media houses today internationally, and Europeans and Asians and Americans have started feeling it, not only on the energy but on their foods and the everyday life. They have started feeling it. That and the Middle East as well. The airline industry is suffering. The sea they are suffering. The hoteliers are suffering. Travelers are stranded. Energy is the driven marketability thing that drives inflation and keep us going wayward. That's why some people call this war attack on Iran as unnecessary and uncalled for. When they were on the table discussing, we should have exhausted that. It can take time, but that would have been better than today where we are with the uncertainties around us. I'm telling you, go to Austria, go to Belgium, go to Cyprus. People are crying. Go to Americas and demonstrating and complaining. War is the last resort that we have to think about as a people. So, considering this, I see even stock exchanges are trying to complicate and thinking, and it's down. People are not investing. They are afraid. They are withdrawing their money. So we are going to suffer.
Envisaging war.
Yes, invitation. Though I think that it's not certain. Donald Trump said he has not finished. He's not finished yet, and he will stop as on when he thinks he has finished. That's the latest information he has put out. So these things are, and we are vulnerable. We buy a lot of our oil from the Iran.
Yeah.
Yes, from the Iran, because theirs is good and cheaper. So that's where we go. And now they are talking about even the shipping lines that come
Streets of Hamas.
Hamas and the rest. So let's embrace ourselves. Fortunately, we have Dangote coming in to tell us, and we have our tour back halfway. Let's see what we can do.
Fully operational?
No, it's not fully operational.
We are told it is fully
it's 45. It's not. It's not. They can do something. It's about 28 now.
Okay.
28,000 of these barrels or what they can do instead of 45 for now. So I heard them say that I follow them, and I think at least we can do. We start one if we start, as the expert said. If there have been some injected capital to push them along, maybe they can reach even 40, and then we see what we can do. What we pray is that this war will cease now. That's the only prayer. Otherwise, the vulnerables like Ghana, we are going to suffer them more. Europeans are crying, the Asians are crying, Americans are crying, and I don't know.
I am not trying to interject.
Okay, come in.
You called us vulnerable, whereas we have everything. We have we are extracting crude here, and like you mentioned, Tor is operating, right? and why can't we prevent or avoid certain things like you just mentioned, we being vulnerable when we have everything at our disposal?
The last time I checked, and with the NPA, they said we have 7 weeks of reserve.
Yes.
And we are into 2 weeks of this problem already.
So 5 weeks.
So it's not sustainable. So that's why I pray that it will cease now. Otherwise we'll go. Dangote's oil, there have been complaints from within. That is not the best of refinery. It's time to be corrected, but the quality.
Okay.
So that's what the Nigerians are saying. They use it, he's there, but they what they are saying. So I will pray and urge that the war functions so see to the world that war is the last thing that we have to consider in this diplomatic political environment. We have people we can contact. I learned he has started contacting Russian president, and I think if you know this man can do something on behalf of Iran, why didn't you go to him first before you strike?
Okay.
If you know now that you are calling on him, and Iran are saying that they have to go full war because they have feel they have been given a rod. So let's pray that cool heads will come to prevail, and then let's pray this economy that they said is good now.
Wish you could see.
Because on the ground, you know. Go on the social media.
You also want to put some white mark at the tail.
No. I'm saying check the water bill, check the light bill, check transportation, check food prices, and water, even the bottled water. Now it has been increased. Everything. It's not me that I'm saying.
Okay.
Workers are crying. So please, if the economy is good, as we have been told and is on paper, it should have been reflected at least halfway. 3.3 is good. And dollar at 11 is good than previously. However, you know me and you, when you go to the bank and you apply for the dollar, you know what is happening. It's Abochi that will come to your risk. And Abochi too has its own price that will give you. Yeah. That's why you see some goods, especially the manufacturers, are not reducing. The water bill is up, the light bill is up, transportation is up, including he cannot get full dollar at the banks.
But water bill, light bill you mentioned,
yes,
are they not part of IMF's conditionalities?
No. They have come out. The IMF have come out that it's not. Just 3 days ago, they have come out clearly. That is not part of it. They said we could do that quarterly this, but they did not say it is compulsory that we increase it. They did not say that. And you know, the reason why we always call for the increment when it goes to PRC, check it. It is about the dollar and the inflation. And today we have a good record of dollar and inflation. So why should you be getting this raw deal from the NDC? Why should you be getting apart from the cocoa farmers who are waiting for them to strike? Because they say they will strike, including going to court.
People like fighting, eh?
Yes, they said they will strike and then go to court.
Yeah.
So we are waiting for that.
Okay.
Because they have been given, I don't know whether it's bald or it's a double haircut. I don't know. So let's pray that this hostility should cease now. Donald Trump should be able to convince his Russian counterpart to be able to convince the Iranians so that we can see our way forward. Okay, so that prices of goods and services, including energy sector, should be cool so that we can continue with our lives.
Here's what we call for arbitration. UN, you are there. UNO, United Nations Organization, you are there. You have to be an arbiter, right? So that this thing will be resolved. So the nation, somebody is projecting or somebody is prophesying that there is going to be a third world war.
The IEA has promised to release about 400 million drums of the G7s. Okay. You know you have reserve, so they say they are putting it out in the market so that they can cushion the variability of the prices. Okay. Let's pray. It was yesterday that I heard them saying that the head of their association, he said that. So let's pray that they will give it out so that we also can benefit from that. Until now, I pray that the hostility should cease so that we have our peaceful.
So you can also join the conversation via WhatsApp message on 0246239070. 0246239070. We are also live on Facebook. Send your comment there. I'll be kind enough to read. We are also live on YouTube. Now, Mr. Okan, you heard Kopek, Paul Ofori, head of research. What would be your take on what he said?
Well, I side with him because by the way he was talking, it means he was speaking from a technical background. So if the technician is uncertain, the communicator should possibly be uncertain. Given the fact that we all know how war behaves, or we know the implications of war, whether small or big, it has gotten negative implications which affect human beings and countries. What it means is that, you see, the current posture of the MPP looks as if they are expecting that the tension going on in the Middle East will escalate. So that it will cripple the
I did not say that
yes.
here.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not referring to my brother. I've read a lot of comments from MPP people, and I've even made a TikTok video about one that President Mahama said the Russia-Ukraine war was not the cause of the economic situations we went in.
Indeed, he did say that. He did say that.
Please, when you were talking,
he did say that. So don't.
When you were talking, I didn't interject.
No, I'm not interject. I'm just straightening up your issue for you. He did say that.
Alaji, please let him talk.
So unless you don't know how war looks like before you say that, it doesn't have the tendency of causing the effect the man was talking about. But we thank God that today we are even building our hopes on Tema Oil Refinery. This is a company which we nearly sold because of malfunctioning. It was not functioning well, so we nearly sold it. But today, that same company has now been revamped. It is making profit. And then both NDC and MPP, the Ghanaian citizens, we are now building our hopes on it. Now, let me talk about how war can affect the price of fuel for everybody to understand. And then I'm stating it on record that the President Mohamed statement or the NDC statement that says that we can't blame everything on Russia-Ukraine war was not particularly associated with the price of fuel alone. That is what we need to understand. During that time, inflation goes up. Inflation went up to about 54.1. And then when you complain, they say Russia, Ukraine war. At that same time, our economy was described as junk by Moody's and Fitch. When you complain, they will tell you it is as a result of Russia, Ukraine war. People were giving haircuts without even allowing them to choose their own hairstyles. When you complain, they will tell you that it is as a result of Russia-Ukraine war. E-levy was imposed on the people of Ghana to the extent that during the passage of the 2022 budget, which introduced e-levy, one of the parliamentarians were not in the country, but we got a ghost parliamentarian to go and vote to go and vote in support of the passage of e-levy. And we had all these things. And in the end, we have to blame all these economic misfortunes on Russia-Ukraine war. But today, as we are speaking, the Russia-Ukraine war has not ended. It is still ongoing. Another one has come to add up. But the President Mahama administration has been able to bring inflation down to 3.3 during the war. The inflation came down. The war started before inflation was dropped to 3.3. And that tells you that we have a proper administration who is making sure that we will not suffer the implications of the Russia-Ukraine war at a point when the entire country economy was described as junk. And when you complain, the only response you get from our brothers is Russia and Ukraine war. Now, all the countries that are involved in the Middle East tension, I'll say that most of them are oil-producing countries. So if the war affects oil production, automatically supply is going to what? Decline. Yeah. And when supply declines and demand is constant, it means demand is going to be above supply. And suppliers will be pushed to increase prices. The next one is logistical constraint or supply chain constraint. The route. Maybe initially, for oil to travel from the point of buying to the last point of the destination point, let's say 2 kilometers. Now, it may happen that because of the war, the oil has to travel about 4 or 5 kilometers. So which in the end, the associated cost will be pushed onto the what? Consumer, which will definitely result in oil prices going up. So I agree with what the technician said. But what I want to say is that we cannot blame all our economic misfortunes on Russia and Ukraine war and then assume that the current tension that we are facing in the Middle East will also give us the same issues. You see, during the time of the Russia-Ukraine war, when we almost blame everything on Russia-Ukraine war, at that time, people were cashing out monies in the name of 1D, 1F. And that is what has appeared in the recently report, which was laid before Parliament. So I agree with the technician. And looking at the nature of war and the negative implications of war, it is likely that fuel price can go up. But without ending my statement over there, I'll say that we should also be thankful to the new administrator or the new CEO of Tema Oil Refinery for giving us the assurance that in the few days, Tema Oil Refinery will be able to produce the country with about 40 to 45% of the product, the fuel product we need as a country. So even if we have to outsource, even if we have to buy some from outside, it wouldn't be much. And that will also come in a way to cushion the final consumer. And then even if the price has to go to, let's say, 20 cedis like we saw during the Russia-Ukraine war, I am sure that with the prudent administration of the economy today that we are having, it will not be much as we saw in the previous years.
All right. So, so you are still watching KFM TV, and this is Dialogue on the news of KFM TV's morning program. Now, a message is coming from Facebook, and this is coming from Imal Carbs. Okay, it says, watching from Medina or Yarefa, it's true that we can't blame the price of fuel on the war alone. There is more to it than just oil prices, and the president is doing an amazing job on that. Thank you, Imal Carbs, from Medina or Yarefa. Now, you are still watching Dialogue here on KFM TV. Now, the phone lines are activated. You can call in on 0246239070. 0246239070. Now, quickly, we don't have enough time, but I want us to take a bite on Auditor General's report, right, on 8.1 billion. What is it? Infractions found in their report, their audit. Let me take 1 minute. Okay. Alaji, can we go?
All right.
Yes, so Alaji, the 8.1 billion infractions in the audits, the Auditor General's audit.
This is normal routine that goes on every annual in our quest to check and balance our financial capability and how it is spent. So this is query. So people sometimes they don't understand. Ayishka, or this guy. It is not all the time that is so. sometimes it's query that maybe where he should have placed it and where he should, what he should do before spending that money, he has not done that. Okay. Even though he spent the money appropriately on for a good cause, but he should have some channels to be exhausted before he does that. So that doesn't mean somebody has chopped money. Okay. So sometimes we need to educate the public that this is there for you to know. So sometimes they call them so that they come and explain. And if they found that it's still, despite his explanation, some money has gone wrong, that he must pay. So definitely he will be surcharged.
So you are talking about misappropriation.
Misappropriation and the rest. Yes, yes, yes. Because it's not necessary that the whole report is on somebody has taken money. If you check and you follow them very well, and you follow the parliamentary proceedings, the public accounts, then you can see that it is so. Okay. Many of them are asked to refund and given time, and they do. But because they don't give us information on those things, some too are taken to court if they become adamant and then they don't want to adhere to the rules or the advice that the parliamentary accounts committee, finance committee will give them. So that's how it is. But I believe that we need to understand that these things will come when we have when we take an oath and we are in office, that we will be accountable to the people one day. Okay. And that accountable we should try and make sure that it is to the benefit of Ghana. All right. This inflation sometimes is huge. Thank you. That you feel Ghana shouldn't lose such money sometimes, as the Auditor General will bring it out sometimes. Okay. We should be able to work diligently and then work without any corrupted mind along what we are doing, so that Ghana will benefit at all the line. You are to serve Ghana when you have opportunity.
Yeah. Do it diligently. All right, so that is it. But, Ms. Walker, let's see the 8.1 billion found.
It is very unfortunate. From 2020 to 2024, Ghana as a country, we lost about 72 billion Ghana cedis to financial irregularities. That is monies that has been mismanaged. Daddy was trying to say that it is a query. That means the money could have been misappropriated. That is not true. That is entirely wrong. When we say something has been misappropriated, then we can say that the 13.3 billion, which has not been verified and under verification process, that is what we can say that it has been misappropriated. Because according to the Deputy Finance Minister, there are no enough documents to back the claims of the 13.3 billion. But as for the 8.1 billion that you asked my uncle, these are monies that it has been confirmed that we have mismanaged them. We have mismanaged it. Not only mismanaging it, but the Deputy Finance Minister went further to state the areas or the actions that resulted in that mismanagement. One, he said duplicated invoices. That is a clear intention to steal from Ghana. When you duplicate invoice,
and take double
or
triple the amount.
Number two, he said falsified record. It means the person has the intention to take that money. So the person intentionally engineered record just to request for that money from Ghana. So that thing has nothing to do with misappropriation. And the next one is that claim for works not done. All these things are associated with the 8.1 billion. And that is why the government is unwilling to pay. Even if we want to talk about misappropriation, it is still a crime. In Ghana here, if you misappropriate money, it is a crime. When you read our Criminal Offences Act 1960, Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, Section 101, which deals with theft and embezzlement and misappropriation of funds. When the state sends you to use money to buy Voltic, and you go and buy a mobile phone, you have misappropriated the money, and it is a crime, and you have to be taken to court. Not the ones that has been taken with duplicated invoices and all that. So this is a clear attempt that somebody actually has stolen from the state. And I think I love the direction of the government for referring the matter to the Parliamentary Accounts Committee and then the Office of the Special Prosecutor and other crime-fighting agencies to investigate the matter to ascertain what the Auditor General has brought out. And then the person will be arraigned for prosecution. Okay. So as a country, if we want to protect our resources, if we want to protect the public purse, just like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made it public, that we are to protect our public purse, This is the direction we have to go. We can't be protecting the public purse when some people are sitting somewhere and using duplicated invoices to cash money from Ghana. Then where is the protection of the public purse? We can't protect the public purse when people can just sit down, engineer records to go and take monies.
Now, this record is for 2024, isn't it? It is for 2024.
Yeah, it is true. The starting date was not mentioned,
Okay.
but as at the 31st December 2024.
Are we not going to see the same thing in 2025? Because very soon we'll have the 2025 audit out.
I am of the belief that we will not see such a thing in 2025 Auditor General Report. And even if we see it, it is a country we are building. Just as the Finance Minister has directed the case to be taken to the Attorney General for prosecution, it is the same way. If it happens in 2024, I am not saying it is as a result of MPP has stolen money, but it is a Ghanaian who actually sat down and decided to steal money from Ghana under the supervision of the person who said, I am coming to protect the public purse. But unfortunately enough, maybe he was sleeping. You know, our president, he loves sleeping. So maybe at the time when he was sleeping, you know, he is a grown-up man and I respect him a lot. When he was sleeping, maybe the thief came for the purse and then took 8.1 billion out of it. So what I'm trying to say is that if it happens again in 2025, the same way we have arranged these people for prosecution, the same process should be taken so that those people
for prosecution, Ghanaians want people to be sentenced, convicted, sentenced, and sent to jail.
You see,
we can be sitting down and this
justice,
thing be happening.
Justice
Lots
harried,
of money is being lost.
You see, justice harried is justice buried. That is one thing we should understand.
Justice harried.
Yes. You see, in this country, we have been in this country. Can you tell me just one criminal case which was decided on within a period of even 2-3 years?
So it's 6 years, 6 years, 5
It is because of the court system that we are having.
All right.
So I've always proposed that institutions like Office of the Special Prosecutor, they need a separate court from the normal court system. Attorney General should be decentralized because I am of the belief that the corruption issues, some are happening in the various municipal assemblies, but we normally focus on the national issues. But some of these things, if you could trace, it will shock you that some are coming directly from the municipal assemblies. Because the municipal assemblies, they send their invoices to wherever they will take it to. And then we will gather.
Become organized.
Very good.
Okay, so let me go to, finally, one second.
So I want to ask you, is this the first thing that you heard during our dispensation, 32 years down the line? Is it the first time you heard these queries?
That is why I'm asking if 2025.
You see, sometimes,
the same thing.
You see, if I speak, sometimes they don't follow. They don't follow the wisdom and the reason that I speak that way. As we speak, people are going to be capable because these are sometimes on the blind side or the scrutiny has not been done properly. So you have issues.
Well,
and I want to appeal to us to educate people rather. This thing due to the oral today. The attorney is saying it's garbages that they have brought to him. These are things they do.
Okay.
They call your name, they crucify you, they spoil your name. When they get to the proper thing to be done, they are found wanting. The NDC is fan of doing that. Stop it.
Thank you. We pray that anyone who is found culpable, anyone who is implicated in this audit, this finding or report should be prosecuted, all right, and the right thing should be done. Because last week I said that somebody went to kill a game, okay, some animals in the forest illegally, and it's going there 3 years, right? So if people use this thing, pen, and sign and duplicate and do all sort of things, all successive government, we have to make sure that they face the law and they go in. Okay, so
you pay half and take the rest.
This
they have brought it.
has been the dialogue on
you open the floodgate.
TV and
the BOG boss
is sponsored
former
by
finance minister. Sophia
Atilia and Sophia Beauty Hub, and they are the ones who clothed me. If you want anything properly tailored costume that you want for any occasion, just look for Sophia Atilia who will give you everything, wedding gowns, any wear that is kaftan or anything that you want, official or casual, or anything to wear at any way, any place at all, or cosmetic for your lady, or the lady who wants some makeup kit or anything else. Just call Sophia Atilia on 0545 0077 0545 007777. I mention it again. Call Sophia Atilia 0545 007777. They are located at 13 Spinter Lane, Tema Community 18, and then also Tantra Hill Runabout. Now, here's where we'll end the show this morning, but I want to remind you that this show comes your way Tuesdays 7:30 in the AM and 6 in the PM. That are on Thursday as well, 7:30 in the AM. I want to say thank you to everyone, Terry, Lily, every technician. I'm here to know your names, but everyone who made this show a possibility, and the MCR, the technicians, everyone who cut videos for us. I'm very grateful. God bless you. You want to say something? 1 minute, 1 second.
Someone constituency, very soon we are going to elect our constituency chairman. And like I've always said, it is one man, Honorable Abu, who I think possesses the qualities and the capabilities, the competency and the skills to man our constituency in the capacity as a chairman. He has clear-cut policies that I think if we give him the opportunity, he will be able to strengthen the party base because he is willing to run an inclusive administration. He is willing to bring on board togetherness in the constituency that is all-inclusive government to ensure that there is gender balance, women should be represented, men should be represented, and then opportunities for the youth in our constituency.
Thank you so much. So I was here with...
I have some meetings. It's important I do that. Dr. Mahmoud Gome and his wife, they are in Saudi Arabia. May Allah protect them, guide them, and then bring them. They are going to pray for the successful victory that they had, and then pray for direction and guidance come 2028 so that we will see this clueless government and seat.
Right.
And I call on my people, go and register with MPP. Go and register with
MPP.
going to see
NDC.
Go and paper with MPP. Go and register with MPP.
All right. So thank you so much. That was Alhaji. Alhaji Aliu Kabe. Aliu Kabe. He is manager. He is communication team member on the ticket of the NPP, and then also Samuel Okai. Samuel Okai. Okay, he is also communication team member on the ticket of the NDC. I'm Franklin Cadwell. Thank you to the camera person behind the cameras.
You come from far away. You are doing well. Because if I will not come here.
We want to keep you in a position for long.